Okay, the first thing that I've done is I've gathered my 2 ends of my cotton yarn and my 1 end of tulle together, and we're going to use them all throughout the pattern as one. And firstly, we're going to tie into a square knot, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to get our blue loom here. Okie dokie, and we're going to do a crochet cast on. It's kind of been my favorite cast on lately. I've been using it for all sorts of things. It just makes such a nice edge to it. Okay, so for doing that, we're going to put our slip knot on the crochet hook, and we wrap around. I'm going to go this direction. We wrap around the first peg, and to the inside we're pulling it through as one, like that. Pull it through that loop that's on the crochet hook, and then we're going to do that again, and we're going to cast onto 6 pegs, so not very much. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now on the 6th peg we're going to take the loop and just put it on that 6th one like that. And actually, I'm going to keep that working yarn to the inside of the loom, okay? There we go. So that's the cast on. Now, for the first row, we're going to, and you might recognize this method as soon as we get started, we're going to slip stitch the turning peg always on this 6th peg, and then we're going to E-wrap the 5th one and knit off. And then when we're turning back to go the other way, we will slip stitch the first peg on that one too, and now we're going to purl for a garter stitch. Okay, and that goes back on. It's a little tricky at first knitting with all that thickness, but you'll get the hang of it after a while. Okay, so we just did 1. Now for row 2, we're going to add another one, so we're going to E-wrap 2. 1 and 2 and knit off. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to bring it to the front, slip stitch that 3rd peg there in line, and purl the one next to it. Cinch that in and purl that one. Now in cutting my tulle, it looks like I have kind of a little bit of a corner here that sticks out a bit. If I want to later, I'll make sure to weave that in, or as I'm knitting the next one, we'll hope that that goes in, or I can trim it after the fact. So we'll see how it looks at the very end of the project. Okay, so that time we added 3. So this time we're going to add, we added 2, so this time we're going to add 3. So I E-wrapped 1, 2, and 3, and we will knit off. Knit off, and then we will purl back, slipping this one, and purl. There we go. Okay, so we added, how many do we add? 3. So this time we're going to add 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we knit off. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a shortcut. This is Azella's garter stitch shortcut. You can go ahead, when you're going back, you slip stitch this one, knit off the E-wrap, and then purl that peg right now, right away. Rather than doing it in 2 separate rows, we're going to do it all together. So knit off, and purl. Try to do that. I need to, there we go. Knit off and purl. And this one we just purl. Okay, so last time we added 4. So this time we're going to add 5, and that will bring us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the end of the row, back to our original peg 1 right here. So we're going to go ahead and knit that off. We leave our ends, our beginning ends. Those will be used at the end. And you knit this off, and we're going to do the shortcut again. Purl. Purl. Knit off. Purl. Knit off. Purl. And a final purl. Back on the peg. There we go. Okay, now that finishes 1 wedge. Isn't that cute? Okay, so then we're going to repeat that same process until we have 8 wedges. So if you need to rewind this part of the video and watch it over, then please do so. And just remember, we're going to repeat exactly until we have 8 wedges. And I'll see you when you get done with that. All right? I just wanted to pop in and give you a little hint that I forgot to just before. When you're doing your wedges, I use my row counter to keep track of how many wedges that I have done. And if for some reason I get lost with which one I'm on, you can always go to the inside here and count these loops that are lined up here. And I have done 8 rows, and so we can count them here and find it. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now I know that I've completed the 8 panels. Okay, so let's go to the next one and learn how to get it off the loom and finish that up.